everyone, and welcome to my July book wrap-up. July is almost over, thankfully, so this month I didn't read as many books as I did last month. I think because I got through so many, I got a little bit lazy at the beginning of the month, and I also had a couple false starts with 2 audiobooks. I started listening to this book called The Coral Thief by Rebecca Stott, and I got about halfway through it and I gave up on it. I just realized that I didn't care about the characters at all, and yeah, so I don't recommend that one, and I already returned it to the library, so I can't show you the cover, but the cover is quite nice. And then after that, I attempted to listen to City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and the audiobook was so awful that I had to return it, and I decided to just buy the series because it was a really good deal at Costco. It only cost $27.99 Canadian for the 4 books in that series. So hopefully I'll enjoy those, and I'm looking forward to starting that series. After I returned those books to the library, I got a few more out, and I started with this amazing book, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. So I've gotten this book recommendation through several people here on YouTube. Everyone seemed to really like it, and I had really high hopes for this book, and it did not disappoint me. I so loved this book. I was just amazed by the character development in it and the whole world that we get immersed into, and it was just amazing. I definitely recommend this book if you still haven't read this. It is a bit slow in the beginning. I found that there was a lot of exposition and there was a little bit too much info dumping at the beginning, but once you get through that, it just really picks up, and I really couldn't stop listening to this. And also the narrator of the audiobook is amazing. I definitely recommend the audiobook. I am gonna buy the physical book because I did like this so much, but the audiobook is narrated by a guy who gets really into it. He doesn't do any ridiculous female voices, and I just felt like he really got into the characters, and he really brought a new life to this book that I really enjoyed. And after that, I read The Solitude of Prime Numbers by Paolo Giordano. I got this book recommendation from Rincey Reads here on YouTube, and I'm not really sure how I feel about this book. I don't know still if I liked it or didn't like it. I did make it all the way through, so that's a good thing. It's a pretty short read, but I think something that really didn't help this book was the narrator who reads the audiobook. He just sounded like he was asleep the entire time. So I kind of wish I had read the physical book. That's definitely a downside to reading mostly audiobooks. Sometimes the narrator can really ruin it. I found the plot of this interesting, but the characters themselves weren't very likable. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to happen to them at the end. So overall, I can't really recommend this book. Right now, I'm reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have never read this book. I have only ever read Pride and Prejudice by Austen, and I also started Northanger Abbey, but I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I don't know why this cover is so ugly. It's in black and white. I don't know, the library like photocopied it. But the actual art is really nice. It's on the real cover of this version. So far, I'm loving this book. I was really surprised because when I read Pride and Prejudice, I found it very slow, especially in the second and beginning of the third act of the book. I just felt like the plot didn't really go anywhere for a really long time. But in this book, it's definitely moving a lot faster. I'm almost done. I think I only have like 2 more discs left to listen to. Yep, 2 more discs. So, so far I love the characters in this book. I just love every single one of them. And the narrator of this audiobook is so good also. The narrator is Juliet Stevenson, and she just has this like very proper British accent, and it suits the characters so much, and the way that she gives each character their own, not really voice, but their own way of speaking with like subtle accents, and she brings different energies to each of the characters, and it really brings this book to life. It's like listening to a dramatic presentation. So far I'm really loving this book, and I'm super happy I didn't give up on Jane Austen after Pride and Prejudice. I really like this book more, so I definitely recommend this one. Okay, so these next 2 books I haven't started listening to yet, and it is the case is so ugly, I'm sorry, but it's The Great Courses Classical Mythology by Professor Elizabeth Vandiver from the University of Maryland. I don't even really know what this is. I just saw it at my library. It's kind of continuing my Greek mythology theme from last month, but unfortunately this comes in 2 volumes. It's so long, like really long. It's got to be about 12 hours long, I think. In total, there's 2 volumes. Unfortunately, the next volume is due back at the library tomorrow, and I can't renew it, so I won't be getting to that right away. But yeah, I will be reading that next. Alright, so that's it for the books that I read in the past month. I will see you guys next month in August, and hope you're enjoying your summer. Thanks for watching. Bye.